Hello and welcome to Understanding Astrology and Psychology Bridge series. In these series of videos, we are going to uncover the hidden layers between understanding the 9 Enneagrams in the Enneagram system of psychological evaluation, which has got 9 basic archetypes, bridging with the 27 Nakshatras in the 12 zodiac signs of Vedic astrology. And we shall also borrow in from the 16 Myers-Briggs type indicators of personality into the 27 nakshatras in 12 zodiac signs. So we'll basically bring in the Enneagrams as well as MBTI models into the 27 nakshatras. So there'll be basically 27 videos of each. This is the introduction part of every video. And how we are going to cover that is by taking a standard format. This is for Ashwini Nakshatra, for example, where we are going to discuss the talents, abilities, ambition, and fulfillment in career first. Then we are going to do some SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to each from a personality perspective. Then we are going to have some keywords which is discussing the different career possibilities for such nakshatras, especially if it's the Lord of the D1 or the D10. Best working relationships it has with other nakshatras, for example, this one has with Kritika, Rohini and Vrikshira. And then we are going to bring in the Enneagram model types, 3 of them, which are closely matching with Ashwini kind of themes which we have discussed here. And later on, we'll also bring in the MBTI, again 3 types, which closely match with Ashwini. So now you can take this as a personality test. If you don't know what your MBTI type is or Enneagram type is, I have covered it in a detailed playlist on this channel in a separate playlist, which gives the description and Excel sheet with the free download link of each and every Excel sheet. And you can find out what your Enneagram type is. You can find out what your MBTI type is and then come to this one. Okay. The rules are basically the same. To begin with, you can start with these 4 basic sets of rules. How do I start? If I have my Vedic astrology chart in front of me, the natal, the Navamsha, the D10, how do I start? Always first see the ascendant nakshatra, be it natal, D9 or D10. That's the first starting point. For empty houses, if your 10th house is empty or your first house is empty, see the cusp of that house and what nakshatra that falls in. That would be also a good start because we are seeing it from a nakshatra point of view here. Yes? Number 3, for intimate relationships, marriage, see 7th house, 5th house, natal as well as D9 and the nakshatras thereof or the planets sitting thereof. Okay. For career talents, see nakshatra of the Lord of the 1st and 10th house in both natal, Navamsha and D10. Compare and contrast. Natal is how you were born. Navamsha is how you turn out as personality later in life, post 32 or 36 years of age. And D10 is what talents, how you will be using the nakshatra talents in your career, in your business, in your job. Right? So this being the basic set of rules and introduction, let's get started. The 13th nakshatra of Hasta, which is a moon ruled nakshatra, falls in the heart of Virgo, going from 10 degrees Virgo to 23 degrees 20 minutes of Virgo. So we are in the heart of Virgo. The earth sign, the grounded sign, the one which is of 6th house, the house of daily work, routines, habits, even related to health and healing. Okay, but it has to be selfless. If you remember, the moon nakshatras, which fall under signs 2, 6 and 10, we started from Rohini, which is about gathering resources. In Hasta, it is about working towards those resources. It is almost like the moon shining over Mercury because Mercury is the ruler here in Virgo. It is the most exalted sign for Mercury. It's the mole trikon of Mercury. Okay, Virgo. Moon shining on this, meaning what? Now you have to take care of the emotional body first in order for you to trigger that intelligence you have, that brilliance you have. Hasta people are brilliant. but they need to protect their emotional body and they need to do it with inspiration. Remember this life lesson of Hasta Nakshatra? From the Heart of Nakshatra series, become inspired and alert in order to bring your gifts to fruition. That was a life lesson of Hasta Nakshatra. And so these people need a lot of inspiration, otherwise they'll end up taking on the negative traits of Virgo, which is becoming cynical all the time, which is becoming nitpicky all the time. If you want to avoid that, find that inspiration, Hasta Nakshatra people. That's the dominant theme here. Okay, the talents of Hasta being, they are skillful, they are adaptable, and they are detail oriented. Virgo is very detail oriented. Abilities include they are good at crafting, hand skills. Hasta means the hand, healing, hands-on healing. Even these Reiki and other New Age forms of healing also this includes, by the way. Organizing and communication. Communication because there's Mercury there. Healing because there's Moon there. So combine Moon and Mercury. Moon is all for the masses. Mercury is all about the intellectual capacity. The fulfillment of career for Hasta comes from crafts, hands-on healing arts. When you say healing arts, it might be like Reiki, it might be like access consciousness, it might be a number of hands-on healing arts. Okay? It might be in administration, it might be in communication, which are more mercurial in nature. They are even bankers, for example. Good bankers, good financial analysts, good communicators. They can become good comedians. All of these things. Combine mercurial strengths with moon strengths. Moon is all for the masses, so they must work for the masses. Strengths include they are skillful, they are adaptable, and they are communicative. They are very good at communication, especially if Mercury falls in here. Excellent at communication. The weaknesses include over-analytical, nervousness, and inconsistency. Why inconsistency? Because there's Moon there. Why nervousness? Because there's Moon there. Why over-analytical? Because there's Mercury combined with Moon there. Okay? Opportunities include crafts, healing professions, and communication roles. Virgo is a very healing sign. They can become the doctors, the surgeons also. Because surgeons also involve hand skills. Okay, think of that. Threats involve stress from over-analysis. This is typical of Virgo. Doing too much of analysis, paralysis by analysis kind of situation. Conflicts from nervousness. Moon is there. Moon can get nervous very fast because you're now absorbing things in the emotional body level. Inconsistency because you're too restless with the Moon playing over there. So you quickly move on from one thing to another. Hasta Nakshatra is very quick in the intellectual body. So the best working relationships Hasta Nakshatra people have is with Uttra Falguni, the previous one, which enhances the detail-oriented work with service orientation. Virgo is all about selfless service. If you do selfless service with majority of the planets being in Virgo, you'll be fine. But it requires selflessness, which is so difficult for humans, right? We have all a long wish list of things. Chitra Nakshatra is the next one, provides creativity, aesthetic sense in crafting and design. Hasta Nakshatra people can be excellent at design work, maybe digital design, doing all these production work, which involves hands essentially, okay? Even the camera work, even production work, even editing work, that can be good, that kind of designs. Designs which involve handwork, even painting, all kinds of hands work, handicrafts. Ashwini Nakshatra is the next one, combines dynamic action with skillful execution. Ashwini is very skillful, Hasta is very skillful in execution, dynamic action being Ashwini. Ashwini is very fast, we saw that already. Very quick initiators. Now let us tie in the Enneagram types and MBTI types to Hasta, meaning what kind of Enneagram among these three you are, and if you have Hasta Nakshatra dominant in your D1 or D10 chart as ascendant, as Lord of the 10th, then what professions can be suitable for you? Similar with MBTI. And if you don't know what your Enneagram type is, MBTI type is, you can go to my other playlist. There are free Excel worksheets for you to download and check it out and find out for yourself what Enneagram type you are and what MBTI type you are. And then see your Vedic astrology chart. And then find out what career you can meaningfully engage in, be satisfied with your career, so to speak. Okay, let's see that. The first type of Enneagram we see is the loyalist, type 6. The Enneagram type 6, the loyalist, key traits are they are engaging, they are responsible, they are anxious and suspicious kind. Actually, Virgo is quite suspicious kind. Anxious also, as we saw before. Moon is there. Basic desire is to have security and support. Basic motivation is seeking safety and security and being prepared for potential problems. Who are the ones who are looking at potential problems as moving towards people? I would think they would be in therapy career, healing profession, therapist, alternative medicine, holistic healing type of professions. I do not think we covered the keywords. Keywords for Hasta Nakshatra would be craftsmanship, artisan, craft career, handmade goods, artisan profession. These days, pretty neglected. The cottage industry, for example, all the handicrafts people, the keywords are good for them. Hasta Nakshatra stands for the hand. Any hand skills, sculptures, homemade woven stuff, hand woven stuff, pottery, crafts, and so on. It's beautiful. They're useful for us. The other careers they would be having would be therapy, healing profession, therapist of all kinds, okay, maybe even new age kind, alternative medicine like homeopathy even, or Ayurveda, which is called alternative to mainstream, but actually they are coming more on board now, holistic forms of healing. Hasta Nakshatra can also be good in surgical career, medical specialist, surgeon, healthcare professional, and medical expert. Why surgeon is coming here? Hands. Surgery involves the hand skills. If you have a dominant Hasta Nakshatra with Moon, Mercury, Mars, that kind of a arrangement playing on, then you would be a very good surgeon. Okay? Right, let's get back to the loyalist. The loyalist is moving towards people. Motivation is seeking safety and security. So I would think they will do good in healing professions which are of generic kind. The therapist, the Reiki healer, for example. Okay? They are engaging and responsible. Next is a type 2, the helper. Again, they are generous, demonstrative, people-pleasing, and possessive. Their motivation is being needed and appreciated, forming close relationships. Their characteristics are they are caring, interpersonal, generous, and people-pleasing, moving towards people again. So it would be in one of these careers if you are a type 2 Enneagram and Hasta Nakshatra in healing professions of all kinds, not necessarily surgical or being a surgeon, but generally speaking in a milder form of healing profession. Okay? Hands-on healing, holistic healing. That's type 2 Enneagram with Hasta Nakshatra dominant. Enneagram type 3, the achiever, is one who is adaptive, excelling, driven, and image conscious. Now this would be the medical career which is hardcore, like surgery. Okay? Surgeons of all descriptions, medical experts of all descriptions, healthcare professionals of all descriptions, because they are driven, they are adaptive, they have got good hand skills, they have a good mindset. Powerful Mercury is what you need to look for, and powerful Moon. Motivation being they want to achieve success, they want to be admired and avoiding failure. Guess what all surgeons want? All of these three. They're success-oriented, adaptable, and excelling and driven. Again, all the four are hallmarks of a good surgeon. So if you're a type 3 Enneagram with Hasta Nakshatra, you could make an excellent surgeon. Bear that in mind, yeah? Now what about the MBTI types? The first one being there is ISFJ. Now, the ISFJ is a defender, very dedicated, warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. Characteristics are they are loyal, meticulous, supportive, and practical. ISFJs are nurturing and detail oriented. Again, Hasta Nakshatra and within Virgo is very detail oriented. They excel in roles that involve helping others, paying attention to detail. Common fields include healthcare, education, and administrative support. In our case, with Hasta, ISFJ tends to become a therapy career, a healing profession. Also educating in that, maybe professors and lecturers in the fields of medicine, mainstream medicine, alternative medicine, and so on. That's what ISFJ with Hasta Nakshatra can do. Next one, ISTP. Now the ISTP is a virtuoso explorer, meaning he's an expert in something. Hands-on tools. They master things with their hands. Hasta Nakshatra. Bold and practical experimenters, masters of all kinds of tools. Hey, Hasta Nakshatra 101. Analytical, practical, spontaneous, and independent. Hasta Nakshatra within Virgo. All the traits are there. ISTPs are practical, enjoy hands-on activities. Now, this is where I would put these ISTPs with Hasta Nakshatra in the first one. Pottery, hand craftsmanship, artisan, handmade goods, cottage industry, making hand-woven clothes, stitching clothes, designer of clothes, making things with your hands, maybe even an artist, a painter, a sculptor, so on and so forth. Okay? Because they are good with their hands. They value freedom and spontaneity and enjoy shared activities. Their work include even technical skills, like even good engineers. Hasta Nakshatra can make good engineers. Common fields include engineering, mechanics, and emergency services. Well, that falls under the healthcare, but yeah, never mind that. Next one, and the last one on the MBTI list, is ESFP. So the ESFP is spontaneous, energetic, enthusiastic kind of people. Life is never boring around them. This is the entertainer. By the way, Hasta Nakshatra people make great comedians because they are excellent at speaking. They understand the emotion value in that. They can pick up whether the crowd is having humor or not. Mercury's side is humor, by the way. They are outgoing, energetic. They enjoy socializing, bringing joy to others. There you go, comedian. The stand-up comedy industry. They excel in roles that involve interacting with others and entertaining. Common fields include performing arts, hospitality, and sales. Hasta Nakshatra can make good marketing and salespeople, which involves talking, by the way, not so much writing. So whatever involves the good side of moon, comedy, pleasing people, taking care of people's emotion, along with Mercury's speaking skills, will make a good one. ESFP is an entertainer. So if you're an ESFP with a dominant Hasta, you'll make an excellent comedian, excellent speaker of sorts, joyful. It's not boring speakers where you're going to sleep. See what I'm saying? Next one will deal with the 14th one, Hasta going into Chitra. Okay, I'll see you in the next. Meanwhile, take care, be safe.